Hello, Deans and Associate Deans. This is going to start a series of video tutorials I'd like to do that I hope are ultimately going to help you become more aware of some of the applications that we have available to us now that we're on Outlook. So today what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about an Outlook add-in that's called Boomerang. And essentially what Boomerang does is it's going to allow us to schedule emails that need to be sent at a later date. And I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But the first thing you're going to want to do if you'd like to add this add-in to your Outlook is you're going to have to log into the web client for Outlook. So this is the webmail version. Most of you might be using what's called the desktop version. That's where you have an application on your desktop or on your computer that can pull in your Outlook mail. But you'll notice I'm actually in a browser. I'm in Safari on my Mac here, and I've actually gone to outlook.office.com and I've logged into my call-in email account in Outlook. So this is where you're going to want to be if you'd like to utilize this add-in. Okay, so let's start by talking about these add-ins. Where do you find them? Well, there's several different ways you can go about adding them, but the easiest way to do it is to come up here in your navigation bar and click on the cog, which is going to open up your settings panel, and then you're going to come down here to where it says manage add-ins. This is going to bring up a window that's going to have all of the available add-ins that you have as options for your email. You can look at all of them, or you can look at the ones that you've already selected. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use the search box to find Boomerang. Here it is. So when you find an add-in that you'd like, you just simply click this switch to turn that add-in on. So I've now turned Boomerang on, but I'm not done yet. Okay, so how am I going to use this add-on? How do I actually use it in Outlook, and what's it good for? Well, let's say that I met with Meredith Wang this past week, and we talked and we discussed that I'm going to swing by her division and I'm going to talk about Canvas, okay, to discuss with her faculty the rollout of Canvas and its state. So this is of course going to be when faculty come back to work in a few weeks. So I need to send an email to Meredith, and I need to remind her that there was a specific document, let's say, that she and I talked about, and I'd like her to bring that document to the meeting. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on the New button to start a new email in Outlook. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll put in Meredith. There we go. And the subject, document about Canvas. So I'll say, Meredith, can you please remember to bring the document that we discussed to the meeting tomorrow. Now, this meeting tomorrow, I'm implying, is the actual meeting where we're going to be meeting with her faculty, and that's after faculty return to work, which is not tomorrow. We're still in July while I'm typing this and making this video. So I want this to actually be sent to Meredith the day before we're supposed to meet, and I'm supposed to meet with her faculty. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to use Boomerang to schedule this email. There are two ways you can access Boomerang. You can either go up here and click on add-ins, or you can click on this icon. It's the same icon down here. Either one is going to bring up your add-ins. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on Boomerang. And when I do, once this is done loading, which you'll have to pardon me, I'm on Wi-Fi here, you might get something that looks like this. So this does require cookies to be activated in your browser. So if you get this, don't freak out. All you have to do is either click on one of these links to get instructions on how you can enable cookies, or just do a Google search for your browser of choice and enable cookies. So I'm on Safari, and I actually know how to enable cookies already. So I'm going to go over here to Safari, Preferences, Privacy, and so here is where I'm going to enable my cookies. Now, to make this easy, I'm going to choose Always Allow, okay, and that's going to now, in theory, allow Boomerang to access my Safari, and then once I'm done, I'm going to change this back to Allow from websites I visit. So let me go ahead, I'm going to close this real quick. I'm going to open this back up, choose Boomerang, and now I should actually be given options with Boomerang instead of that Enable Cookies menu. So once it loads, we'll be able to see. Here we go, it's signing me into my Boomerang account. All right, so I've got all of these different options for when I can send this email, how I can send it. I can actually set Boomerang up to where if Meredith didn't reply for some reason, I would be sent an email back saying, by the way, she didn't reply. So it can actually tell me, hey, this person you emailed didn't reply to you, maybe you want to follow up with them. So on those particularly busy weeks where you're emailing individual faculty members and you're wanting to make sure you've actually heard back from all of them, you can set this up so you'll know if you haven't received a reply. But for now, I'm just going to say, let's send this later. So I want to send this in August. So All College Day is here. Let's say that Meredith was going to have me come and talk on the 16th. So I'm going to have this send on the 15th at 8 a.m. And then I can simply click confirm here. And when I click confirm, that would then schedule this email. So I'm going to go ahead and click confirm, and then I can actually come back in and edit this email later. So it tells me this message will be sent, the message is taken away, and there we go. So that day, August 15th, Meredith will receive that email from me. And then it will basically make it seem as though I sent it that day instead of today, which is about 2 or almost 3 weeks in advance. So that's how you use Boomerang.